There was a time where God's physical presence was on earth inside of a tent in the middle of the tribe of Israel. Now this tent was in this place called the Most Holy Place. Not everybody could go in there. In fact, only one person could go in there once a year to make a sacrifice, an offering, so that everybody's sins would be forgiven. Now you'd think this place would be like super heavily guarded, right? After all, it is God's presence. But no, there was no like rocks, there was no wood, there was no like steel guarding it, right? The only thing guarding it was just this thin veil. And God made it clear that nobody was allowed inside. If you went inside and you weren't clean, or you weren't the one that was supposed to go inside, then you would die right there on the spot. So it's kind of ironic that the only thing separating you from God's presence was this thin veil that you could probably even see through. This is how things were for a long time until Jesus Christ came along and offered up his life as sacrifice for all of our sins to be forgiven. When he was on the cross and he breathed his last breath and he died, the veil that was separating the people from the presence of God was torn in two. Not only did Jesus come to forgive us of our sins, but he also came to break the barriers that separated us from God's presence. Jesus made a way for us to go directly into God's presence and worship freely. This is who Jesus is and what he came to do for you and me.